I just figured out you could Snapchat the presidents.
I think she's perfect in a lot of ways, but the one thing that absolutely drives me crazy about her is when she is super hard on herself. Going back to when she was at Walmart, she was trying to search the Walmart and the app was all wrong, all the stuff was in the wrong place, and she was driving herself crazy because nothing was where it was in the app, and then she found out that she was wrong. She was frustrated that she had spent all that time being mad at Walmart when she had made a mistake. Well, you probably didn't see on camera was how frustrated she was with herself for being mad at somebody else for her mistake. I just want to make sure that y'all know that she's also right a lot of the time. And I'm not just saying that to kiss up to the boss. She's really, really meticulous when it comes to travel. She's really, really detail oriented on where we go, and she does things that I just don't have any skill when it comes to doing. When I go to Walmart, I don't use the app. I just get lost in the store until I find what we need or what I want. When we go on these trips, she's the one that picks the places because she's really good at researching the different RV parks we stay at, or the state parks, the campgrounds, the national parks we go to. Because of the hard work that she puts in, we get to experience so many gorgeous places. Like, for instance, the Badlands. Good morning. So we are in Wall, South Dakota, and we're stopped here at Wall Drug, which, Google it, it's a big place. And we came in here for breakfast, so we're waiting on our eggs and everything we got, and then we're gonna go for a small drive through the Badlands.
Got my free ice water.
There's a couple things that this place is famous for. One of them is their free ice water that they've been giving out since the Great Depression. And the other is their 5-cent coffee, which luckily I forgot my wallet back at the trailer, but I do have a nickel in my pocket, so I'm gonna go get some coffee. And
I'm buying breakfast.
Yeah, and she bought breakfast. She's a nice lady. I think she bought me breakfast because I haven't eaten yet today, and I'm starting to feel it, if you know what I mean. I can see you through the viewfinder when you get there. So I'm gonna go get some coffee, and then hopefully we'll have breakfast ready, and then we can actually start our day. There we go.
We had to go and check out the sheep in shifts because a ranger came by and made everybody move their cars.
All vehicles parked on the road that are prohibiting.
That would be him again, yelling at people. Perfect timing. Anywho, Mikey is mesmerized over there with the mountain sheep. He might rejoin us sometime soon.
so I think I might have found my most favorite view of the Badlands so far. You come up and you gotta kind of hike up these mud mounds to get up here. So you can see this. Check this out. Oh my goodness. For miles and miles and miles. Check that out. So we are at the ranch store. It's east of where we're camped at. It's on the loop that goes into the Badlands National Park. Well, it's hard to see there, but I can show you on my back. I don't know if I showed you that or not. The ranch store, they have their own prairie dogs and they let you feed them. And of course, Miss Ad saw that and she freaked out because she really wanted to feed prairie dogs. So we're gonna feed some prairie dogs. And then we get done with the Badlands and we go on further west and south into the Black Hills of South Dakota. And you got the Black Hills National Forest. You got Custer State Park, which is actually where we're at right now, getting ready to have lunch. And I didn't know about any of these places. I'll be honest with you, and I don't mean any offense to anybody in the Dakotas, but I've always thought the Dakotas were a couple boring states. And you know why? Because I didn't know anything about them. And then we show up in South Dakota and we see the Badlands, and then we see the Black Hills, and you even going beyond Mount Rushmore, just the natural beauty that's here and how this area was formed and the wildlife that's here. I couldn't have planned a better trip. But that's why I let her do that. I'll do the driving, I'll do the dumping of the tanks and all that, and I'll make sure that we're safe and where we get going, and I'll take care of the truck and any repairs that need to be made. But when it comes to the planning, there's a reason that I have her do it. Because even though she might be wrong some of the time, she's mostly right. I mean, just look at this. Look where we're getting ready to have lunch. We're here at one of the lakes here in Custer State Park getting ready to have lunch. In fact, she's over there getting everything ready. And she knew this place from when she was a kid, and she wanted to come back and revisit it and let me see what she remembers as great travel destinations from when she was a kid. She's far from wrong. This place is amazing. This whole trip has been a great experience. Addie has got to learn about the history of the different Indian tribes from around here, as well as the history of how these places were settled. Some of it was good, some of it was definitely not so good. And then we get to study a little bit about the geology of the area, and we've seen fossils, we've seen buffalo, we've seen deer, all kinds of different animals, and that's just one reason why I love the Black Hills. Iron Mountain Road, and there's 3 separate tunnels, and depending on which way you're driving, as you come through the tunnel, you can actually see Mount Rushmore being framed through the tunnels. So we're at the Dwayne Robinson, I'm gonna say it's Dwayne Tunnel, and you can actually see Mount Rushmore through it. Check this out.
Y'all, I'm dying over here. I just figured out you could Snapchat the presidents.
So on down the path from where we were just at, there's a place called a sculpture studio, and in this building they have a sculpture of what the finished project of Rushmore was supposed to look like, because what you see up on the mountain is actually an unfinished project because it ended in 1941, and do we know what happened around 1941? That was World War II, so all of the funding was going towards the military back then and not towards projects like Mount Rushmore. So what it was supposed to look like was this. So we're here at the new campsite a day early. My wife had a schedule the days that we were going to be here, and then in the middle of us traveling and everything, we forgot what day it was. We moved out of the other campsite a day too early, so we showed up on the other side of Custer and asked, you know, hey, do you take walk-ups? Just, you know, being sarcastic. And she's like, oh yeah, sure. I'm like, I'm just kidding. We've got a reservation down here. And she looked it up. She goes, you're not supposed to be here until tomorrow. So we looked at the calendar wrong. I guess we thought it was the 24th when it's actually the 23rd. So I said, well, we need a place to stay. If you got a place for us, I guess I'm hoping you accept walk-ups. And she said, sure. And then she looked at how long we were staying here, and she goes, oh, well, because you're staying an extra night, you get a night for free. So this just kind of worked out. So luckily that worked out. Cris is kicking herself for it when it's really no big deal. We could have found a place to stay, or we could have went back to where we were at. It's not that far, but it's a good thing that we showed up today though, because Cris had a package delivered here. So I'm heading up to the office to go get it. All right, got my package. Actually, it's Chris's package. It's a cord that Ollie chewed up. We had to replace. Tomorrow there'll be another package that shows up for the earbuds that Ollie's chewed up. You don't want to be the one that cleans up after him. We call him our little billy goat because the dog's chewing up everything in this place. He's chewed up earbuds, he's chewed up cords, us. He chews on everything. So, now that you're all up to date of where we're at, up to speed on what we're doing, I worked myself up an appetite. And Mama has made, what'd you make, Mama?
Bacon ranch wraps. And we got bell peppers and cheeses and deli, or whatever these are. Deli selection.
Ooh. So, we eat good too because of her. Isn't that right? You're right. So we're gonna have lunch. You've seen the spread. You've seen where we're at. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that's to tell you to laugh often.
Eat good food. And speak light.
Bye, guys.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon.